Hey, this is Bill Mason with Rocket Fuel Coach. I'm here with Dan Waters, a buddy of mine who just went through the strengths alignment process, the 5 hours session that we do for to align is Clifton Strengths. It helps you figure out who you are, who you're not, and really affirms who you are. Hopefully, it's one of the more affirming things we do. How you doing today, Dan?
Good, Bill. How about yourself, man?
I'm really good. Hey, just a couple questions real quick. I wanted to know, as you went through this course, what's your overall experience like? How have you experienced it?
Well, it's been enlightening. I mean, like really eye-opening. I mean, I've been in the military for 25 years. I've been a commander at almost every level up to the wing in the Air Force, and so I've been through a lot of personality, tests and leadership training. And what this did, what I always felt like with the personality test is I felt like the test tried to shoehorn me into different categories, personality types, and I never it never really resonated with me. I felt like I was being categorized in a way that didn't fit me, and so I got limited value out of it. But when I took the strengths test, I felt like it really nailed the things that made me tick, and that helped me understand not only what I did, but also why I did it and
Mhm.
why I communicate in certain ways. And it unlocked a whole bunch of insights as far as why I do things, and also how why in my interactions sometimes I'm frustrated with people, and I can't figure out why are you frustrated, and this strength test and this coaching has helped me understand that I'm speaking in a language that's not their strength, and they're speaking in a language that's not my strength. And so, as you like to say, we're jamming each other up.
Great.
And it's not like we're trying. It's just, that was mind blowing to understand. It's not me, or it's not the other person that's the frustrating person. It's just the way we're communicating. We're communicating naturally, and we just have to learn how to translate each other and their strengths. So for me, that was really revolutionary in my thinking and my leadership. Not to mention my relationship with my wife, that I'm trying to understand those dynamics in my own relationship. So
Mhm.
really, really phenomenal stuff.
Cool. I know you mentioned you were felt like it was helping you at work. Can you speak on some of that?
Yeah, so I'm working in a small, after the military, I'm doing kind of a consulting job, business executive coaching with two partners, and they're wired very differently. And so I felt like in my coaching role, a lot of my job was trying to translate between these two guys that are speaking two different languages, and this helped me understand myself. And so I had them take the test, and then when I showed them, what their strengths were, it's like, I get it now. And then, we started talking about strategies as far as, okay, this, he's thinking in the futuristic standpoint, and you're thinking in the tactical and the weeds, standpoint. And so we're all going for the same goal, but we're speaking different languages. And it's been revolutionary in our business because there's not as much tension, our brainstorming sessions, we can focus on each other's strengths. And I know that, Sam's going to bring something to the table because of the way he thinks, and David's going to bring something that way he thinks, and I do too. And we can capitalize on each other's strengths instead of getting sucked down the rabbit hole into our weaknesses. And then, the session is unfruitful.
Mhm.
So it's been revolutionary in the way that we communicate, and it's made us much more effective in our business.
Cool. And you talked about a little bit about this compared to other assessments. What do you
Right.
think would have happened if you had not went through the coaching with the Cliftons?
I don't think I think I would have understood insights. As far as I would have seen, okay, they get me. As far as this is the first step where I feel like they get me, and can communicate it. But I wouldn't have got the, unlocking the balconies, the basements, the way um, that that your strengths make you think, and the way they make you communicate, and the way you receive communication from another person. That kind of interrelational dynamics associated with your strengths, and how not only the way you use them to get things done, but the way you interact with other people. Um, I didn't really get that from any other personality test. It helped me understand who I was, but not necessarily how that interaction with another person was. And that's what the coaching really brought out was helping me understand that, yes, now that I know that I have these strengths and that other people have different strengths, now we got to figure out how to work them in the real world. And I think that's where the coaching really comes to bear, because it helps you understand not only yourself, but that other people are different.
Okay,
And
great.
you got to learn to speak that language.
Yep. How do you feel now that you understand your unique design better?
I like the way that Clifton kind of rank orders, your strengths. And so not only do you know this is how my brain kind of orients with the world, but I also know the relative strength to each other. And so it's helped me to see like how my relational, which I have a very high relator, and my achiever interact, and the fact that and I also have strategic thinking, and all of these interact in a certain way, but one overrides the other
Mhm.
in most situations. And understanding how my brain approaches that and why
Yeah.
has been really cool for me to approach problems now, because I know why I think that way now.
Yeah.
And then I can say, well, that's my, strategic thinking. Well, what, this there's a relational aspect of this. So what's my relator say about this? And what about how am I going to get this done? So how's my achiever, and so I get to be everything that I am, but I can almost like discreetly reach into my strengths and say, how do I approach it from this angle? And it gives me better insight of how I'm attacking problems and not get locked into one little my strongest way of looking at it, but let the others come to the surface and look at myself, look at a problem in a more holistic way.
Awesome. Well, how has this affected how you see your lower talents, your non-talents?
This is one of the critical things I learned from coaching was that, before I was trying to strengthen my weaknesses, I'd see them, or I'd try to surround myself with people that could shore up those weaknesses. And what this has helped me understand is that I'm not going to have much effect in strengthening those weaknesses. I could spend a whole lot of time and effort, and I'm not going to get anywhere because I just can't think that way. And if I surround myself with people like that, the big thing I learned from especially the coaching is that if I surround myself to strengthen those weaknesses with other people that are strong that way, I'm going to have a communication issue. And so I might solve the weaknesses aspect of it, but I've added a communication element that if I don't work to really understand that person, it could cause more problems than it solves. And so it really helped me understand, one, that I'm okay with the fact that I'm not strong in this area. And one thing that you helped me to learn was, if I'm not strong in an area, but I want to do something that it would naturally allow me to do, tap into one of my strengths to help me do it instead. Like if I'm not like what you were talking about, if I'm not consistent, and so I don't value my wife's desire to know where I am, know what's the schedule, know how I'm doing, and I don't value that, but I know she does. Well, I can tap into my responsibility strength, and I can say it's irresponsible to not tell my wife, if I'm going to be late or whatnot. It's not like she's micromanaging me or trying to keep me in a box. It's like it's irresponsible for me not to communicate to her. And so I tap into a strength instead of try to strengthen a weakness.
Yeah.
And for me, that was a really cool way to tap into it so I could immediately get results.
Great. Yeah, it's a good observation. The one last question, as you look forward, how do you think the coaching will change how you interact in the world now? Or how will you be different?
Well, to me, it's like it's changed everything. I mean, I've been a leader my whole life, and I have my own leadership style. I have my way of doing things, but this has helped me kind of peel the curtain back and understand why.
Mhm.
And then I can get in. I see the machinery now, and now I can fine tune little things that the things that have been frustrating me, or things that, okay, why am I not getting results doing things I've always done? What's different about this situation? Now I understand the human dynamics of of people with different strengths and weaknesses. And now I understand, okay, why is this getting jammed up? Why is this not working when it would normally work? And whereas before I just get frustrated. Now I understand the dynamics, and now I have some tools to kind of go in and say, okay, this is what I can do to constructively work forward with the situation that we have. And for me, that's a game changer, because whereas before I would get frustrated, now I can actively pursue something that will get me closer to the goal.
Awesome. One last question. Why would you recommend this, or would you recommend this to somebody else, and why?
I'd absolutely recommend it. No matter what you do, whether you're a leader or whatever you want to succeed in, it'll help you understand about yourself. And so whatever it is you bring to the table as a strength, it's not going to change your strengths. It's just going to help you understand yourself better and be comfortable in your skin, and tie into your strengths. And then more importantly, it's going to help you understand other people around you, because we don't succeed anywhere without, relating with other people. And so that it's going to help you understand them on top of that. And so for me, it's well worth the time and money to do not only the test, but also the coaching, because it really unlocks the understanding, so you can use that, and it'll make up the difference, whatever you're spending for the course and the coaching, and how more effective you are in using the principles.
Great.
Highly recommend it.
Great. Thanks, Dan. I really appreciate doing this review for me. It was super being with you. Hope it was affirming, and I look forward to some coaching in the future with you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, you not only give me some value in the coaching, but you make it fun along the way, man. So I appreciate it. And,
fun is one of my top threes. Gotta have some fun. It's a need. Thanks so much.
That, man.
Awesome.